Hello everyone, welcome back. Glad you could join me. Today we're going to be talking about a transitional period for our St. Augustine grass. This transitional time is going to be from winter to spring, which is one of the most important times for your St. Augustine grass. What we want to do right now is to build that foundation so we're not having to play catch up. I'm going to leave a lot of links below that are going to go into specifics about fertilizing and root health and root growth and things like that. This is just going to be an overview to get you on track to having the best lawn this summer. So let's get going. All right, so the first thing that we want to talk about is our irrigation. We want to keep our sprinkler heads level and clean. We want to clean the filters, remove any stolons that may have grown over the heads. And we also want to be watering half an inch 2 times per week. When it starts to get a little warmer, maybe in April and May, when the temperatures are reaching, maybe the low to mid 80s, we'll want to bump it up to 3 times per week. But for right now, we're still watering half an inch 2 times per week. Next on our list is our pre-emergent. Now we have 3 choices when it comes to pre-emergence for St. Augustine. We have this one right here, which is dithiopyr. This one right here is prediamine. And then the third one, I don't have a bag of that, but you can pick this up at Lowe's, is Atrazine. If you haven't put down your pre-emergent yet, I highly recommend that you do that. Pre-emergent, as the name says, it stops the weeds from growing. If we don't get our pre-emergent down now, what we're going to have to do is use Atrazine later on as a post-emergent. This atrazine is a liquid and is used for post-emergent, which means that after the weeds have germinated, after they've grown, we're going to have to spot treat this using atrazine. Next on our list is to use a fungicide. This is a good one right here. This is Bio Advanced, and it uses the active ingredient of propiconazole. Another good one is Scott's Disease X, which uses the active ingredient azoxystrobin. What you can do with a fungus program is you can spray 1 month and then use the granular the next month. You're dealing with 2 active ingredients, which is going to keep the fungus guessing all the time, which is what you want. Fungus can be pretty bad in St. Augustine going into this transitional period from winter to spring, so you really want to jump on this right now. So the next thing on our list is everybody's favorite. We've already had a pretty harsh winter here in Florida. I'm south of Tampa, but North Florida, you just got hit with about 6 inches of snow. What we want to use is something like this right here. This is an 8-0-10. This is 8 nitrogen, 0 phosphorus, and 10 potassium. What we don't want to do is push growth. Growing period for St. Augustine grass is in the summertime. And because nitrogen pushes growth, we don't want to have a high nitrogen level right now. We want to have a lower nitrogen and a slightly higher potassium level. The higher potassium level is going to help your grass recover faster. The lower nitrogen level is still going to give your grass a little bit of nitrogen, but it's really not going to push growth. The Sunnyland Nitro Green, the 1608, is what I use in the summertime. It's fine if you want to use say a 20 or 24 or 28 nitrogen, whatever you want to use on your lawn. But for right now, during this transitional time between winter and spring, you don't want to go heavy on the nitrogen. You want to keep the nitrogen a little lower, give it a boost of potassium. It can help your grass recover faster. We still want to be putting down fertilizer about every 45 days. And during this transitional time, we really don't want to go too heavy on our application. Maybe about a half a pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet is good. Personally, I wouldn't go any higher than that. Unlike the summer, when we can put down a half to 3/4 of a pound of nitrogen. And always remember that healthy green grass starts with a healthy root system. Here we have 3 products you can try out. We have RGS, Dethatch, and Microgreen. This RGS has exactly what your roots need: humic acid, fulvic acid, and sea kelp. Directions are right here on the bottle. Just follow them and you'll be set. Next up is Dethatch. You might be thinking, wait a minute, I don't have thatch. And that might be true. You might be one of the lucky ones. But we're really not concerned about what it says right here. We want to know what's in it. And just like the RGS, it has humic acid and fulvic acid, but it also has cane sugar and yeast, which really helps the microbes in the grass. And then last but certainly not least is the microgreen. And just like the name implies, it's just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. The microgreen is totally different than the RGS and D-thatch. As you can see, it's going to give you smaller amounts of magnesium, sulfur, copper, iron, manganese, and zinc. You really need very small amounts of those. That's why it's called microgreen. We don't use this year-round. It's only during the growing season. Pretty much maybe May through October or November. During the winter months, you simply don't need this. And last is going to be our grub control. If you're in northern Florida or maybe your ground is still frozen, wait until everything thaws, wait until the last freeze, go ahead and put one of those down. If you have a heavy infestation, let's say you have grubs or something else like that, some subterranean pest, you can put your granular down, and then in about maybe 2 or 3 weeks, you can use this stuff. It's the triazicide insect killer. This stuff is pretty good. You're gonna have to go a little heavier on this to get those grubs. Just like your fungicide, your grub control is gonna have 2 different ingredients, one for the granular and one for this spectricide triazicide, which means you're gonna be hitting it from both sides. Now please check out the links below. I have a lot of videos about your irrigation, pre-emergent and post-emergent, fungicide, spray alternatives, fertilizer, root care like RGS and microgreen, and also grub control. All those links can be found below. Good luck to you. Have a great transitional period between winter and spring, and we'll see you next time.